Porsches.
He smells like... I would swoop in on Christina if that happened.
Really?
Yeah, because I know that she's dated Asians.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
So she has that fucking little fucking thing.
She likes little
She's like the yellow one.
I think they were like, no offense, but I think they were like gentrified Asians.
What do you
I think
mean?
they were like regular, like more accessible Asians.
No.
No, Bobby, you're like.
I'm the rice guy. I carry the rice in the field.
No. You're like more like food truck Asian.
Yeah.
They were like, they were more like
chef.
No, they were like corner office Asian.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, after watching that, I miss this.
Food truck Asian is wild. Hey, this is Joseph with Joseph Teaches Power Dynamics, and in today's video we're going to be doing a reaction to the Tom Segura Situation is Crazy by Podcast Cringe. Now, if you're new to this channel, I want to let you know that my objective is to focus on power dynamics when it comes to relationships, especially relationship between two individuals and relationships when it comes to group environments. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing a very well-known comedian who had a divorce that happened with him and his wife. And obviously, you know, this is a compilation video. I'm going to give my point of view, my take on things, right? And also, I want to give like an anecdotal response, an anecdotal reaction where someone could take that and apply it in some kind of way, or at least understand when a situation like this is affecting them personally. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the video, and I'm going to obviously give my reactions as we go, but let's have some fun and watch this together.
Hello, welcome to your mom's house. I'm Christina P. This is Duncan Trussell. Hello. Tom's not here, and we're smoking.
Yeah, we're smoking.
Smoking.
You know why? Fuck it. I'm going to be 50 next month. I've already beat cancer, so have you.
Yep. By the way, fear not, everyone. Christine and I have been recording separate episodes.
Oh, great.
Yes. She's been back on the road.
Yeah, love
She's
that.
Also Mom of the Year. She's volunteering at the school.
So cool.
It's very crazy. I would never do that.
Really?
Of course not. You're like, that's what moms are for.
How much time do you want to spend around the other dads?
Oh my God.
I'm assuming not a lot.
Especially if you're used to hanging out with comedians, then you meet like a normal dad. And
It's
like,
a big drop off.
This is the first time in 20 years I've been smoking.
Feels good.
Kind of fucking like it.
It's so nice.
It is nice.
So good. It feels so good.
I know.
And it's so wonderful and liberating. And there's a reason, like, heroes smoke.
I know.
I tell my kids.
Christine's on the road this week. She's doing shows, stand-up comedy shows. And so she's not here today.
Okay, hi, welcome to your mom's house. It's me, Christina P. Tom is out of town, and I have taken over and officially made this show weird as fuck.
We have a sick kid at the house, so Christina's not here today. He's got the hantavirus or whatever it's called.
Jesus.
Yeah, whatever.
What's that?
Well, I'm not getting that shit. I'll tell you that. I was like, you can stay around that.
So if you've been paying attention to your mom's house over the last couple of months, you would have noticed that Tom and Christina have not been in the same room. And now we know why, because they've just confirmed what a lot of us already knew. Tom Segura and Christina P have separated after 18 years of marriage. Apparently, they actually split up a couple of months ago, which lines up with when they stopped appearing on the show together, and it's also being reported as an amicable split. Now, I posted about this yesterday, and a lot of you have already seen the news, but if we're being honest, some of us saw this coming a long time ago. We've just been waiting for the announcement.
My idea for you, I'm not your business manager. I think your divorce should be pay-per-view. Feel like we all know it's coming, right?
No, he's got it. Go.
Oh, but it's just that thing of like, I genuinely think
He's so smart. Let him talk.
All right. Whew. Man, there's a lot to break down with this video. Let me watch a little bit more and then I'll start giving my breakdown.
And think back to when I covered this years ago when Tom was the first guest on Lauren Compton's new show, First Date, under the YMH Studios banner. This is when Tom had transformed from a fat slob into a fit 65-year-old. He was looking different and acting different, and at this point, everyone started speculating that Lauren Compton was Tom's new side piece.
What is your best quality?
I think that I'm funny, and I think that surprises people.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's a good one.
I can make people laugh.
That's a good quality. All right, you win.
Wow.
Christina died. What would your move be?
What would my move be?
Like, what would you do?
Enjoy my life. I don't know. Like,
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, Tom's got ice in his vein.
Okay, so... Okay, man, where do I start? Where do I start with this breakdown? Jeez, man, the response is crazy. All right, so the biggest thing that I want to highlight that I noticed within the storytelling and obviously within the commentary has a lot to do with the shift between the relationship that the man has, the comedian has with his wife. The relationship dynamics has shifted from a scenario where he was the submissive in that relationship dynamics to now he's fighting for dominance within that relationship. The reason why I say that is based on the way she talks on camera, based on the way she carries herself or projects herself. She comes off as a confident woman that really, really, truly believes in herself first, and also was raised by a very confident family. It seems as though she was raised to see herself as someone that is on a level playing field with a man versus someone that is lower than a man. And he comes from a scenario where he didn't have that internalized confidence. Maybe he used comedy as a way to, build himself up. But over the years, as he started making decisions in his life, he's gotten to a point where now he wants to be the dominant in their power dynamics. And obviously, in a lot of cases, when men start to explore outside of their marriage, it's a power play in their mind. And in that scenario, they now are getting that dominance mentality, that dominance reassurance outside of the marriage. And when you get a scenario where one person is submitting to you consistently, submitting to your dominance, submitting to your manliness, your manhood, and the other at the house is seeing themselves as your equal, some men find themselves kind of wanting to get out of that situation. I want to say this. If you are in a situation where the power dynamics is a bit off in your household, where you as a man believe that you are lesser in this dynamic play, it starts with a communication. It starts with a conversation. If you can find a way to express the things that you do not like or the things that you notice that's different from the way they treat you over time, that could help in bridging the gap or at least being in a better headspace with your current wife. But let's continue. There's more observation in here that I'm noticing.
And this is the thing about Tom. He's built an entire brand around being an arsehole, the cold, detached, rich guy who blows up at the slightest inconvenience. That's his whole persona. So when he sits there and jokes about life after Christina, whether it's by divorce, death, or whatever, don't assume the joke isn't serious. There's truth in every joke, and Tom's jokes have a habit of becoming reality. Because to understand why this separation isn't a surprise, you have to understand what happened to Tom Segura over the last few years. Those of you who have been following me for a while know this story all too well. Tom used to be one of my favorite comedians. I've seen him live, followed everything he did. He was dry and sharp. He was meant to be our guy on the inside, kind of like Louis C.K. light. And then instead of flopping it out and jerking off in front of everyone who stepped into his office, instead, he broke his entire body trying to do a layup. He was overweight, he was an absolute mess, but instead of recovering back into the version of himself that people loved, he rebuilt into somebody else entirely. He lost all the weight, started training, cleaned up his diet. He got into the whole biohacking, cold plunge supplement routine. He basically became Joe Rogan light. And somewhere in that transformation, when Tom broke his bones, he broke his funny bone. And we've been picking up the pieces ever since.
All right. Before the commentary person decides to really go in on Tom and roast Tom for the quote-unquote breaking up of his marriage, I want to pick up on the changes that Tom went through in his life. So Tom, knowing that he's in a relationship dynamic with his wife where she's the dominant and he was the submissive, he got tired of that. Also realizing that he wasn't as strong of a man as he would like to be, and realizing that he was not the example of manhood that he would want, he started making some changes in his life as a way to start embracing who he truly is. I'm not even going to sit here and I'm not going to hold you on this one. I'm glad that he made the decision. I'm glad that he decided to start stepping up and change as an individual. Changes doesn't always have to be in favor of the other individual. It has to come from within you. You choosing to change could be your way of starting the process of taking over that role within the power dynamics sphere of that relationship. So I'm just gonna say I don't see anything wrong with what he was doing in terms of getting better as a man.
Just so you know, if you missed it, I dropped a big video on Patreon this week covering the whole Joe Rogan, Rupert Lowe situation. So if you want the full breakdown and all of that, plus over 60 other long-form uncensored videos, head over to my Patreon via the link in the description. But coming back to Tom Segura, you don't have to take my word for it, because his very own best friend, Bert Kreischer, called this years ago. Did you guys really think we were going to get through this video without hearing from Bert? You fucking casuals. Sorry, so the thing about what Bert says here is he wasn't doing a bit. He's recounting an actual conversation he had with Joe Rogan where he genuinely told Joe that he thought Tom was cheating on Christina. This was an open secret in the comedy world.
Gosh.
Tom had changed, he checked out, and everyone around him could see it. And because Tom's best buddies with Bert Kreischer, naturally, Bert went and told everyone.
Wow.
Hey man, congrats on your big day. I'm so sorry I couldn't make it. Very excited to see you in this movie and in movie theaters. Have a great weekend. I love you. Have fun. And I just wrote, thanks, Tommy. I wish you could be here. I understand. I love you. And then this shows up.
He showed up.
I know that because you told me he showed up.
I did.
It was,
Beautiful.
and I cried.
He cried real hard.
Oh, so it was all a ruse.
Yeah, that's what they call it. The kids call it a ruse. Yeah.
It was all a deception.
Yep.
Shadow play.
Shadow play.
Shadow play, yeah. And it got me good. I fell apart hard. I cried.
Oh, so he was going to come all along.
Yeah, apparently. And I told him, I said, I don't know why you did that. You could have just said you were coming, and then I would just had a great day also.
But Leanne didn't know either.
And I told Rogan, Tom's cheating on Christina.
Oh my God.
He was acting so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Because it's just off. It's out of character, out of integrity from him.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to Rogan the other night, and he's like, how's everything going? You know, Rogan sometimes can get that inside vibe from you.
Yeah.
I go, something's going on with Tommy. He goes, what's going on? I said, I don't know, man. I can't track it, but he's not coming to my premiere. And Rogan's like, whoa. He's not coming to the premiere? And I was like, dude. And then you know how, like, sometimes you sell your buddies under the bus? I was like, he was in Europe for 40 days. We only had, like, 10 shows. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, what do you think's going on? I go, I think he's cheating on Christina.
He's got a wife on him.
Oh my gosh. I just cannot believe that this is the type of friends that he has, bro. Like, what type of friends do you keep, bro? What type of friends is this, man? What? Okay, where do I begin? Where do I go with this one? Okay. This is disgusting to me. It's so interesting that the podcast is called Bad Friends. This is disgusting to me. Why are you, as a man, going out of your way to sabotage your friend's marriage by spreading rumors about cheating, even if you didn't know about it? There's better ways to go about it. This is how you know that his relationship dynamics with people, both in group settings and privately, was just not on the right track. Because think about it. If you're in a marriage where your wife is the dominant and you're the submissive, and you're not able to really express the man that you really wanted to be because you were so grateful that she quote unquote chose you, and then you're in a friendship circle where they are already okay with putting you down, this is what you're going to get. A relationship dynamic that is completely off, where you're being dragged along in the relationship, where you don't have any say. Imagine if this was a different story. Imagine if Tom, surprising him, had been, oh yeah, Tom is such a cool guy. He's always surprising us. There's always different things that's going on in his life, but I'm glad that he made the time to come out and surprise me. Instead of jumping to conclusion like he did, imagine if that relationship dynamic had been in a place where they viewed themselves as an equal to him or saw him as a more established, dominant individual. Of course, that's not going to be something that they're going to just put out there, even if they suspected it. So this is a prime example. When you're in a relationship dynamics and you're not really being yourself and you're not really expressing yourself, this is what happens. This is the result of it. Oh my God, I cannot believe. If that was me and my friend was going around spreading rumors that they believe I was cheating on my spouse, I would be very disappointed. And we may not even be friends after that. I'll let them know my boundaries. Listen, there are some things you don't talk about. That's none of your business what I'm doing. But yeah, man, I'm very disappointed. They could have easily talked about it with him privately. Like, this could have been a private conversation. And the fact that it was put out there is insane to me. But man, there's so much, the breakdown on this video is crazy. The relationship dynamics that I'm observing here is that this individual had a very submissive role within all his relationships prior to his transformation. And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and hold you. I don't think it's good for men to have these type of relationships. I really don't.
Yeah, and he's got that Swedish wife.
And then he's like, I think he's looking good. He's in great shape. He's wearing Gucci everywhere. Mm-hmm. He's got Rolexes, Porsches.
He smells different. I would swoop in on Christina if that happened. Really? Yeah, because I know that she's dated Asians.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. She has that fucking little fucking thing.
She likes little
yeah, she like the yellow one.
I think they were like, no offense, but I think they were like gentrified Asians.
What do you mean?
I think they were like regular, like more accessible Asians.
No.
No, Bobby, you're like.
I'm the rice guy. I carry the rice in the field.
No. You're like more like food truck Asian.
Yeah.
They were like, they were more like
chef.
No, they were like corner office Asian.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, after watching that, I miss this.
Food truck Asian is wild. Corner office Asian is wild. I just wanted to laugh at that. That was so funny. I do not approve of the conversations that these people are having. Identify as a Christian. But anyway, I'm done. I'm moving on from there. I just wanted to laugh at that. That was funny to me.
Why can't comedy podcasts be like that anymore? I miss when podcasts were just comedians talking shit. You know, Bobby and Bert bouncing off each other like that. It was fun. Remember when you'd have that on in the background while you're working or taking a shit or whatever? Oh, man. Anyway, so Bert was out here 3 years ago telling everyone that Tom was in Europe for 40 days, acting weird and being secretive. And because he was looking good and wearing Gucci and he had the nice cars and watches that he's so famous for, Bert decides to call Rogan and say, I think Tom's cheating on Christina. And Rogan's like, whoa. Like I said, that wasn't a bit. It was a genuine conversation between two guys who noticed that their friend had become a completely different person.
Here's the deal. She's not going to fuck you, man.
It's definitely not happening.
You're fishing. She's not going to fuck you.
If Tom cheated on her and she was single,
no.
I think I could swoop in, do like a little bird.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
All right, guys, I'm going to fast forward through the rest of this little section of the video. I don't really like the conversation, but hold on, let me move on a little bit.
I think all that did was delay the inevitable. You can't leave your wife while she's fighting cancer. I mean, even Tom Segura can't do that. So the clock paused for him. We'll get back to that in a second because, on a serious note, the idea of all these fat comedians lining up to run a train on Christina is just so wild to me. Starvey, Bobby Lee, Bert Kreischer even. She's apparently already been through Theo Von, but I don't know, man, it's just funny. Can you imagine Tom co-parenting with Theo Von? Anyway, as you probably already know, she got through the cancer, and that's fantastic. You don't wish that on anybody. She pulled through. She came back to the show. Things were looking up for her.
It's so weird. Okay, I'll just tell you guys what's going on with me. So we had to cut our trip a little short, because I had a mammogram a little while ago, and there was an abnormality, and I have very, very early stage breast cancer. Womp womp. So it's totally treatable. The prognosis is very, very good. I will not die. This is not my last summer on Earth. I've already asked everybody. They're going to be very aggressive, and so that's the part that's going to suck is like treating it. But look, this is still a big part of my life. This podcast brings me so much joy, and I'm going to continue to do it. When I'm kind of up and running, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how I feel.
Of course, it's however you feel. The fans have been reaching out.
Oh, so nice. Thank you.
Very sweetly. A lot of messages came in of support. So
yeah, I'm very grateful.
Can't wait to hear how Bert makes this about him.
Oh, yes. I've been getting many texts from the Christers.
All right. So, obviously, there's so much to decode here. Where do I start? Where do I go into this? Okay. So, the first thing I want to highlight has to do with the type of fans that he got or he obtained over the years, the type of man he became within the marriage, the type of woman that she had been through the marriage, and also in terms of the flow within. There's so many dynamics that flow here. We got group dynamics with him and his friends, and him and his fans, right? And also the podcast fans. We have relationship dynamics between him and his wife, right? So the way it's looking as if this was a man who was out of control of his life. And as he gained more control of his life, he started to transform into a different person, a more confident version of himself, a more happier version of himself. Although he went out of his marriage, which I do not agree or approve of in any way, he did start to take more control over the relationship dynamics within his life. The only thing I would say that I don't quite agree with when it comes to him is the communication component. I don't believe he communicated fully with his wife in terms of the changes that's going on, how he fully felt about things, on the things that he really wanted to become, the kind of person he wanted to become, or the things he wanted in his life now, right? And in terms of his friend group, I have no issues with it. I think that you as a man, you have to make sure that you're working on your confidence. And even as a woman too, a woman should have some level of confidence within themselves. It seemed as though her confidence stayed leveled, while his confidence started at a lower place where he was a submissive. And over time, his confidence grew. And as it grew, he started to redefine who he was in his life and in his mind and with his decision making. But the thing that I would say, maybe this is a weakness that he's had, was he never fully communicates, or he doesn't communicate fully his intention with people. And maybe that's why his friends didn't trust him. Maybe that's why his wife was surprised at the downfall of that marriage. And maybe that's why his fans are not so happy with him, because the person that they were used to him being is not the person that he is currently, at least not to in present day. But this is just my observation. Let's continue.
They're very supportive, very supportive.
It's a very insightful one.
So Christine is going through cancer treatment. She's back on the show. The fans are rallying around her. And thankfully, as we know, she pulled through. She's in recovery. And that's where you think things stabilize, right? The hard part's over. They came through it together. And now they can just get on with their lives. Except less than a month after Christina told their audience she had breast cancer, this is the gag Tom decided to pull. And remember what I said earlier, there's truth in every joke with Tom Segura. At the time, this was all supposed to be one big gag. Everyone was in on it. Christina knew what was happening. She was acting. It was meant to be funny. I thought it was cringe as fuck, but Christina didn't realize that the bit was a preview. She thought it was a joke, and she didn't understand that it was actually a real threat. Little did she know it was only a matter of time before Tom pulled the pin. After their divorce announcement, this is so much harder to watch.
I feel such a bond already. I don't know. Yeah. Ever since I met you, a few minutes ago, I was like,
So hot.
it is.
Wow.
Hey, what's up? You're here.
Well, yeah, I told you I was going to be a little bit late,
I
but
didn't think you were coming in.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, actually, she's.
I'm Christina. I'm new Christina.
Oh,
Oh my god, you guys have the same name. That's crazy.
This is so
I
weird.
thought that maybe you. I didn't know if you were going to be here. So I'm so glad you're here.
Here now.
sorry. I'm sorry. This is all very fascinating, but why is this Christina still here? Like I thought new Christine was.
Okay. Listen, man, I don't even know who came up with the idea of the skit. I don't even know why this is something that they decided to do. I understand the situation with the cancer. I understand that it was something very serious. And maybe the guy may have been a little bit deprived of the kind of love he likes to receive. See, sometimes as society, we kind of come down on men so hard, and we don't really think, okay, what are some things that he was not getting from his marriage that he could have been getting from someone else? I don't approve adultery or in any way, shape, or form, but it seemed as though there's an energy shift, or like a mismatch of energy between these two individuals. It seemed as if the man wasn't quite getting all the confidence and all the reassurance or all the things that he felt he needed to get in the marriage. And he's decided to explore that elsewhere. My biggest issue isn't just the fact that there was obviously adultery that may have happened along the way. My biggest issue is still the communication component of this situation. It just seems to me as though the man understood in his marriage, he didn't have any power. He was the lower person on the totem pole. And his way of taking back power was to start making moves that is different from how he moved before. But the skit, I don't understand the skit. I don't think the skit really was supposed to do anything. But either way, skit or no skit, the point of the story is that there was a transformation that happened. There was an understanding that happened within this individual, and he started to take over in his way the dynamics, or take reins of the dynamics between him and his relationship with his lady. But let's kind of finish it out at this point, and I'll give my closing out statement and my total observation and pointers.
Was gonna.
Yeah,
I don't understand why this is happening.
Yeah, the boys.
They just put me in here and put me to work, and I'm so happy to be here, though.
What's your
Wow.
problem all of a sudden?
What's my problem? You guys are both married. You're married to me. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if that wasn't cringy enough at the time, watching that back.
Okay, this is where I'm going to end the video. Now, I'm going to give a final statement on the statement that you just said. You're married to me. Think about this. Imagine being in a marriage where the woman that was cooperative with you, where you guys seem to be on the same page, and then years later, she's talking to you as if you were like a carry-on luggage on a plane. You're married to me. I own you, right? And it just seems to me, based on the way things were, she was under the impression that they were on the same page the whole time in that marriage, not realizing there was a power shift happening. there was a mindset shift happening. There was a transformation happening within this man as he understood the power dynamics that he had in his relationship. So although many people might see this video as a negative video about this individual, I think this is more positive in terms of the power dynamic spectrum. He started to take charge within his group dynamics and his marriage dynamics, though he went about certain things the wrong way. When you're dealing with power dynamics, the knowledge itself is the start. What you do with it is a whole different thing. If you're in a relationship dynamics where you don't like being the submissive person in that relationship, and you want either a more level playing field or a field where you are above, I would say communicate at some point. Communicate that with that individual so that they know where you stand. And you could start making changes together or make changes apart. I say this to say the divorce, although I don't approve of divorce, was a necessity in this scenario because the changes needed to be made to accommodate the power dynamics that he likes before he settled into his marriage as the carry-on or the submissive individual. As he learned the power dynamics within his relationship, he started to take charge and create the dynamics that he preferred, but whether it's in his group relationships, i.e. his friendship, or relationship with his wifey, So I say that to say is the objective of understanding power dynamics is you want to know who is in control of the dynamics, who is the leader and who is the follower. If you're the leader and you notice that there's a bit of a difficulty within the relationship or there's certain things that you don't quite like, you have to start establishing the roles within that relationship. And it has to be a conversation, a cooperative type of thing, because if you're a leader by force, you're going to lose people who don't want to be forced into doing anything. But if you're a leader by communication, you can still keep them. I say that to say is, this whole video, just overall, the mindset of the commentary individual, the mentality of the comedian, the mentality of his wife, the mentality of his friend group, all of these have all been shaped by societal views. It seems as though society supports women being more in a dominant position or more winning role, and seem to want men to be a more losing role or more submissive role. But I say this, if you're someone that does not believe that you should be in a role that is of a submissive or a losing role, as I would say, you have the power to change that. And it all starts with understanding power dynamics. But that's it for today's video. If you like my breakdown on this video, and if you like my point of view, or if you have anything that you would like to share or put, towards the comment section of the video based on what you watched, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I'm going to leave a description of the video, the link to the video in the description. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and push this video out. And I hope to see you on the next video. I'll see you next time.